Speaking of statues, and art for that matter, I got this email from Sharon. She said, Dan, we are all exhausted. We are all broke. We are having to decide on bills or groceries or gas. It gets pretty discouraging. So imagine my added dismay when we got our annual arts tax notification this week. Are they serious? None of us has an extra $35 right now. I'm so disgusted with our city. And of course, they threaten you if you don't pay on time. Is there any flex with this year? So Sharon, you have some great points. Let's start at the beginning. Let's start with the basics, really. Like, what even is the arts tax, and where does all of that money go? So for that, let's go to our segment, The 112, where we explain stuff to the 112 people who move to Oregon every day. So Portland's arts tax helps pay for arts education in schools and gives grants to nonprofits. Most of the money is split up. They split it up among 6 school districts, and you guessed it, the bigger school district gets the majority of the money. The law requires schools spend that money for arts teachers and supplies for kindergartners through 5th graders. Now, back in 2014, when we looked into the kind of where this money goes, PPS received more than half of the arts tax bucket of money. PPS gets about half or so. And they say it helped pay for the salaries of 85 teachers. Now, a small district like Park Rose, they get less money, and that same year they use the arts tax money to hire 3 teachers. The money that doesn't go to schools goes to RACC. That's the Regional Arts and Culture Council. It gives grants to museums and organizations like the Portland Arts Museum. Now, this system underwent a lot of changes last year, but most notably, the RACC stepped away from giving grants to those larger, more well-known organizations, and instead, they decided to pivot it toward underrepresented communities and smaller, diverse nonprofits. And I can hear you asking me right now, what organizations have gotten this money? How much money has PPS gotten recently? What have they spent it on? Where's this money going? And I hear you. We hear you. We have requests in right now to the RACC and the city of Portland, and we promise we're going to get you those answers. Now, there is another elephant in the room, and it hasn't really been an easy financial year for a lot of people. As Sharon pointed out just a bit ago in that email. See, last year the city extended the deadline to pay the arts tax because of the pandemic and because people were getting hit really hard. But so far this year, we don't know if those deadlines have been extended. But we'll keep an eye on it. However, you can file an exemption on the City of Portland website if you were at least 70 years old or permanently disabled by December 31st, 2020, or if you meet low income requirements set by the federal government. You can also get an exemption if your annual income is less than $1,000. And Sharon, I didn't forget about you again, all right? I'm still trying to answer your questions because we did ask the city if there's any help coming for either a way to delay the payment or help you to pay it. And we're hoping to get that answer by tomorrow. So stay tuned, as they say in the TV biz.